Hello, this is Tiki. We're going to be looking at some ranked games against some very good players. I meant to be doing a live commentary video when I was playing these, but I just forgot to start recording when I was playing the games, unfortunately. Now here's one of those games. Good one. Playing this deck, which is a deck I've been running a lot recently. It's pretty much just for the Gens tournament. I have to run Owl as my tier 3, since there's 5 groups, each one has a tier 3. So there's a boar group, owl group, wolf group, fox group, badger group. So yeah, it is pretty much just practicing this and ranked for the tournament. Unfortunately, Mochaccino, I guess the Voms is the console name. He has both a console and a fucking PC account. He's just playing this, and he's taking toads, which is not good for me. I actually play lizards like 80% of the time on ranked, so it's not a bad guess that I'm taking lizards. So he takes toads, which is really unfortunate for me, especially if I don't know that's going to happen. Map's fairly interesting. Let's go speed this up until something happens. So I decided to see if I could punish this expansion. And like, I just really miss macro. Like, I was wondering if I could run down south here, but I wasn't really looking at the minimap closely. And yeah, as you can see, it's just a disaster. Ouch. Yeah, I lost 80 food there. So yeah, and I don't have a mill up. So yeah, that was pretty much a complete disaster. Now he's putting down toads, which is like, it's really, really not good. Anyway, I decided to attack again though, since I'm hoping his army is rallied like over here in the open and not in his warrens. So my lizards will just win, because lizards are good. And he actually does rally just before I attack, but he has toads coming down. I'm like, oh shit. I still decide to go in anyway to try to do something. And I think I lost like 2 more lizards here, so at that point I was like, okay, that's probably game. I was considering surrendering. Put down a skunk, since I'm gonna need skunks. Like, I can't defend this. Like, if I put down a lizard war now, like, it doesn't matter. Attack's gonna be done by then, or it's gonna do damage, or I'm not gonna succeed one way or the other. So I need to put down skunks for after this. But the thing is, he only has 2 toads here, which isn't enough. And here's the other thing: my army is split up. So I have about half my lizards coming from this direction, and the other half flanking. Those toads can't hit my whole army. I just end up mopping it up. And I just had superior numbers here too. Then I hit 3 more skills on the aggression, or when I'm coming over here. He's a farm up on me, but that trade got me back in the game since it's buying me time to get my skunks out. Now Mocha is switching to only 3 toads, which 3 toads can still get a lot of value, but generally you want 6 toads against lizards. Because you'll definitely win. It's still possible to lose with 3 toads if the engagement is good, or if they have more numbers. And he's actually in a really bad spot now, since I have skunks out, which are just gonna kill his skrills. And there's not a whole lot of terrain for maneuvering here to get out of skunk gas. And yeah, I'm just going so high on farm, since I know he's probably on tier 1 tech still. Maybe he's teching to tier 2. I'm not super worried. In tier 1, so I'm going to try to exploit the skunks if I can. I lose a skunk there, which is very unfortunate. But he still loses about 80 more food in army. If I had cut my skunk, that would have been a huge victory. But I still kept 1 alive, and I have more farms, so it's an important victory. Now I'm putting down Chameleon, since he still has toads, so I don't really want to stay on lizards that much. He's putting down snakes, which is unfortunate since snakes kite chameleons really well. Then they also kill skunks, and if I lose all my lizards to the toads, that's really bad. Yeah, skunk gas does a great job. It just picks off a ton of skrills right there. And he's focusing down the Warren, which is a decent call since it's 120 food, but I mean, he just took so much army losses in that fight. And I want 8 farms. Like, I'm not usually had an eco, but I still am ahead an eco, which is significant. Especially since he's falling behind an army attack at this point. Getting my chameleon set up for a flank. And I am actually going back up the more lizards because I need a way to chase down the snakes. If he went up to 6 toads, I'd probably drop down my own lizards. I wanted to go snakes, but I just went lizards for the time being. I wasn't sure how much time I was going to have to get my own snakes out. And he only had a couple toads, or 1 toad warren, so I wasn't really feeling pressured to go with the snakes and for the lizards. And yeah, the lizards were at the warrens. Yeah, I just go with it. Yeah, that was a disaster for him. Like, you need at least 6 toads to really do something. Yeah, I probably could have punished a lot harder. Like, I spent a second regrouping I don't think I needed to do. Okay, I only killed 3 pigs there, but I keep both my skunks alive, and he still lost the... Like, I lost a lot of army, but it was worth it to kill the 3 pigs. And now I'm actually... I did put down their skunk warren, so... He's still stuck on mostly tier 1. I like it's game over. I think he just... Yeah, he surfers here. There's another game I played against them where I lost, unfortunately. I had a really good map too for my deck. Like if I hadn't made errors, like I would have won. But I made some errors, unfortunately. Okay, now we're playing this map, and I'm getting really bored of like the tier 2 death ball strat, even though I believe that is the best deck composition in the game. With tier 1, pigeon, falcon, chameleon, skunk, snake. I think that's just the best deck in the game. Can do anything. I decided to switch it up with this, and usually I would run barbed wire instead of MG, but barbed wire is like overpowered. I don't want to use it. Yeah, definitely. I'd say this map is definitely, it's kind of decent-ish. Actually, I don't know. There's not really any middle mills to get artillery up on. Like, your artillery would be around here, and that can control these two. It can contest these 2 mills, but like these mills are immune to artillery. And it's kind of hard from artillery creep here. Like, artillery right here is not going to stop an army from destroying this mill or this mill. But the game doesn't go that long, so. Fast expand since there are kind of cabins in a way. Like, if he was running lizards, I probably wouldn't have fast. Well, I'm not sure if I would have fast expanded. But Mocha usually runs skrills, so. I actually decided to go for an early lizard timing here, which is why I'm not scouting. I'm just like making my farm so all my lizards are building. And I'm making sure Mocha doesn't see that I'm doing that. Like, I'm not going for army, but like, okay, so he actually does a really good tech switch for me. So he does this and puts down a chameleon warren. I mean, this is definitely luck on my part too. I just took an educated guess and was hoping he was going to be in the middle of a tech switch, or he was queuing farms and not building units. So I go in here and yeah, I cancel the farm and I kill 5 skills. For 0? Okay, for 2 losses. But that's still a really good trade for me since I'm actually on 3 farms right now. Though I end up selling 1 in case he decides to go for an all-in attack here, because he kind of needs to do a counter attack because he's so far behind after that. Especially since he knows that I went 3 farms. He also knows that he has a tech advantage. Like, he could theoretically try to hold, but it's just not looking good for him. Since I'm about to have my own tier 2 out and a lot more lizards, and lizards, like lizard skunks can annihilate skrills, and it can probably beat the chameleons after skunk gas kills all the skrills. Even though chameleons are good against lizards. But yeah, like I mean, I put down 2 lizard warrens. Like I didn't go up a ton of farms or anything. I was playing very safe, and I just cleaned the fight really easily, and he surrenders. There's just no coming back after that. And there's no coming back if I don't make any huge mistakes, but I'm probably not going to do that. Here's the same deck, but with Skrill. And on a very good map for me, because like this is pretty much big choke point. Like you can't go around my fortifications, he has to go through them. Not often I use Sniper Balloon because it's hard to use. Like it's very easy to exploit Sniper Balloon by going eco. Or just finding a timing to kill a tier 1 depending on the map and situation. Or just going around it. There are a lot of issues with Sniper Balloons. It's not, you can definitely use it, but there are issues with it. And then you can exploit them. Been a bit of a resurgence of mines. Everyone said they were useless at the beginning of the patch, including Gentlemen. But I mean, against skrills, they're really problematic. But against lizards, they're still good since you can't stop like you can't scout every single tile of commander reveal. So like you're still gonna run into the mines. Like there's some situations you can reveal them, but you can't spend all your time trying to reveal them. It doesn't work. So I decided to go for a very... This is just another early push. I'm hoping he's doing something weird. Well, I'm mainly hoping he's queuing farms instead of building his units. Like, see, he's supply blocked on his production, which is what I was hoping for. And there's also his skills were staggered, so I just killed all of them very easily. Kill this farm. I tried to go for the second one, which was stupid because I ended up losing 4 skills. Like, it was still worth it because he lost 3 skills, I lost 4 skills, but I killed the farm. But I could have killed the farm and ran away, and at least 2 skills would have got out. Probably 3 skills. So that would have been another 60 food for me, which would have been huge. So he decides to double down on the greed, which is hoping I don't attack soon. But I'm going to skunk skill here. He's probably also going to rely on mines to solve me. I mean, it's not that unreasonable to assume he feels safe enough to defend. Yeah, I scout out what he's doing. I just decided to go with the 8 farms myself. Oh yeah, I was letting this skunk build first. Since I still wanted to look to do an attack, potentially. But I changed my mind. Go ahead and take that mail, since I'm looking to just fortify this area. Also just playing down Falcon, since I'm playing defensive, might as well get some tech. This is very fortunate, since he puts down the boar. So it was actually very fortunate on my part that I decided to do a more defensive tech-focused style right now, or build, instead of going for tier 1 in aggression. And you want tier 2 against 4, so that was lucky on my part. Put down some 2 farms here, now I'm setting up my fortifications. Now I decided to go scout since I'm worried he's doing something. Like, I just spent a bunch of money on a 3rd mill and fortification, so where is he spending his money? And I was thinking tier 3, now I see it's a boar, and I see it's the warren's already built. I'm like, okay, I do not have a lot of time here. I can't get out anymore tier 2. And the pig kept on stalling me too. So I decided to go mass grills. Mass grills can work very well against 4. Maybe not very well, but soft MGs, since those are worthless against 4, just put down more sniper balloons. But the idea here is that he still has a lot of tier 1 in his army. So I just used the skunks to kill the tier 1. Then the sniper balloons and falcons pick off everything else. And skills are pretty decent against boar if they're not all in the same spot. Especially in reinforcements, because they're gonna be just like, they're far away. Like, lizards just die. But skrills, like, they can have a big circle. Like, the boar's in the middle right here. It can be a big circle of skrills. And the boar can only hit a fraction of skrills at the time. Yeah, look, all the skrills are bleeding away. And the sniper balloons are also doing a ton of damage. Yeah, and look, the boar is also shooting the skunks here for a bit, which is really bad. And I actually went up to 5 farms on my 3rd mill, since I was actually feeling really confident I could hold here. Trying to kill this mill, and I lose both my skunks, which is really a big misplay on my part. I mean, I'm 5 farms ahead, so it's not a huge deal. Oh yeah, his commander also died there due to the sniper balloon fire, I assume. It was really bad for him. One of the advantages of sniper balloons is you can kill commanders easily if your enemy isn't careful. So yeah, he's like really behind because I'm, again, 5 farms ahead. He pretty much needs to make the next attack work to stay in the game. Put down my own fox. I actually decided to go for an attack here just because I have so much army, and the only AoE is the boar, but the boar isn't out yet, so I can just go in here. Plus it's a really awkward angle for him, like the chameleons aren't doing anything. So yeah. Because he only took a little bit more losses, but I also killed a farm. And like now his boar doesn't have any support, but he has barely any economy to like produce more support for the boar, so like just disastrous for him. Like, he does not want to be waiting this much longer, because every second he waits, I'm getting so much more income than him. Yeah, the snakes pick off the skunks there, so that was good on him, but he takes some balloon shots there. And he just doesn't have enough material. Like, see, the boar is only hitting like half the skills at a time, and that, like, with the sniper balloons is doing so much damage. Like, it's just too much DPS. Yeah, that was a good map for me since he couldn't go around the sniper balloons. Yeah, boar skunk becomes really problematic potentially. He's like, oh, I have the boar for AoE, so the enemy can't go mass skill. Well, what if your boar dies, but an enemy has mass skill? Then everything else just dies. It's like, Falcon Snake, they're just gonna die against mass skill, and chameleons can be vulnerable. Like, part of the reason chameleons are so good early is because they just kill all the skills, but later, when you have mass skill, like, the skills are just gonna, like, 1 or 2 shot all your chameleons, so not as good then. You should only have, like, 2 or 4 chameleons. Here's a game I had against QQ. How do I look at the feed for this map? I'm gonna actually remember that. See, this is an interesting map. Maybe not really balanced now that I think about it. And I'd say this is actually this is a really tough map. I'm not sure who it favors. Since this mill is very vulnerable to ferrets or snakes even. Snakes can kill these pigs easily, or Kasha. Like, they can just, you guys can just kill these pigs and hide behind the choke point. So this mill is actually not safe, in my opinion. This is a very brutal choke point right here, like very brutal choke point terrain. Now I might ask Meek to play some games against me on this, or just anyone in general. It's an interesting map. I kind of feel like playing it again. Plus I just like the way it looks. Very pleasing aesthetic. Yeah, actually, I am running barbed wire this time. Unfortunately, Kiki's running Toad. Wait, is this the same deck Moko is running in the other game? Or did Mocha have cams instead of snakes? But no, he had snake. I think this is the same deck that Mocha was running the other game I was showing, wasn't it? Damn, what a coincidence. So yeah, I decided to go for a skunk here. You can't. This wouldn't work if he had moles, but he doesn't have moles, so this is still dangerous though. Like if this was on a shorter map with less terrain in the way, you could be punished by a skill player for this. But he went a mill, so. Or even if he went a mill, he could still punish you with moles probably. And yeah, he decides to opt for his own snakes, which I don't. Maybe he didn't scout that they have lizards, so that's kind of not a great idea. And okay, going snakes instead of skunks is like such a not great idea, because look at this choke point. 2 skunks, it'll just like destroy an entire army. They're gonna do like hundreds of damage to units going for this like 6 tile long choke point. Like there's no reason, there's almost zero reason to go snakes instead of skunks here, since skunks will stop any push through this terrain. Decided to take this mill since this one is dangerous and this one is more exposed than this one, and I have barbed wire, so I can just at least kind of stop harass coming, or at least know if harass is coming. So I had to go full push here. And yeah, he went really greedy. Unfortunately, my skunks shoot the pigs when they should have shot the squirrels right away. If they shot the squirrels right away, all the squirrels would die, then my lizards kill the snake, and I would definitely kill the 3rd pig, maybe even the 4th pig. My skunks had to shot the squirrels at first, but oh well. Oh, that army trade was actually disastrous to me. I didn't know. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. Okay, but then he does this tech switch to double owl, which, again, maybe if he had double skunk to defend this choke point that he can hold, but like he has snakes, so how's he gonna hold this? Skunks, barbed wire, mines. Like this, you could actually get away with this decently. The enemy doesn't have moles, but has snakes. So I see that, I'm like, okay. And I decided to go massless here, since I know he doesn't have AoE. And I'm waiting for the owls to start building. But I need to hit them before the owls come out. And I put down more farms. This might seem kind of weird, since why would you build farms? Because you're going eco, you're going for a longer game. And owls want a longer game, but here's the thing. Against owls, in my opinion, you need to keep up constant, you need to do one attack that you just wins. Or do a one attack that does damage and keep up constant pressure so the enemy can't rebuild their mice and start doing mice waves. And that's usually what I go for, particularly early like this. I want my reinforcements, my tier 1 to respawn right away. So then if I have a ton of economy, I can just rebuild another lizard horde and just break through. So yeah, I hit at a very good time since the owls aren't out yet, but he spent like 700 food trying to get them out. Yeah, look, like I'm not being supply blocked, which is necessary for this. First owl comes out, I'm like, oh shit, I'm good. I think I do kill it here because again, because I win economy, like I can keep so many lizards streaming in. So I get the 1 owl out. If that owl had lived, honestly, there's a very good chance he would have won this game. He probably would have won it. Especially against lizards. If I had skrills, I can just kill everything coming for the choke point. Maybe I still could have won if we had double owl, but it would be much more difficult. So yeah, I still have the skunks since I don't need any. I just need to go mass this game. Like, I just don't understand why he went snakes instead of skunks. Like, it would have been so much better for him if he had skunks, just to put down gas on that 1 tile choke. Anyway, that is the end of this video.